Beautiful.
Hi, Alice.
And we're back, baby. We're back. I wish I could have said that a lot smoother than I did, and I'm just not smooth. Okay. Smooth, Sundance. Smooth. Anyway, I stopped watching this season after episode 3, so this review is going to be interesting and questionable. That's what the ladies say about me. Okay. Look, if Bet came back to this show, I came back to the show. I've said this so many times. Here I am. Okay, just take a look at my notes. The first thing I wrote down was I struggled to get through this episode. It feels like going back to a deadbeat ex girlfriend. Yeah, when I stopped watching this show, it kind of felt like I'd left a toxic relationship and I was really like, you know, I was happy and I was healing, and now I'm just, yeah, it feels very wrong going back to it, but I am a deadbeat ex-girlfriend. Okay, that's me. So, Carrie and Misty got together and I think they're really cute. I also think it's cute that they like adopted Finley, and it's like this little butch triangle going on, and it's weird. I wasn't really expecting to kind of like this trio, but I actually kind of like warmed up to them. And I think it's hilarious the way that Carrie's just like over it. You know, she's over Finley, but yet here she is. That's relatable. It is. Carrie's also apparently had a heart attack, but she's survived, which is great. We don't really want any more lesbian deaths on screen, so that's a plus. And yeah, I think Carrie and Misty are really cute. I know that this show does a lot of box ticking, but this is one of the ticked boxes that I actually quite enjoyed. I mean, we don't ever really see any butches on the screen, let alone two butches in a relationship. And I don't know, I enjoyed it. I'd let Misty smash. It's okay, you know. That was inappropriate. I apologize. Okay. Okay, so look, this whole Angie and her professor storyline, it sickens me. I've already said that. I just don't know whose idea this was, why it was brought into fruition. The whole thing disgusts me, and no thank you. And next on the list, Shane is still a mess. It was really frustrating to watch Shane's scenes. I almost kind of skipped through them, but I don't know why I didn't. I just kind of suffered instead. That story of my life, I guess. But I have to say, Shane's scenes reminded me of why I stopped watching this show. It was just painful, reductive, slow, and so on. So, Bet and Tina are back, and of course they're the reason that I'm sat here. I was always going to tune in for Bet's return, and oh my gosh. I've already made a reaction video to the proposal, but I'd just like to reiterate how much I enjoyed the proposal. Jennifer is such a raw bundle of love and softness, and it just radiated from her in this episode, and I just, you guys don't understand how much I'm in love. She will always be my number one. She will always be my number one, no matter what else I've said on this channel. It's always her. She's the one, you know. I thought the whole thing was perfect. I can understand why some people maybe wouldn't be about the proposal. Like, I kind of get that some people probably had other expectations, but I just loved how kind of raw and down to earth it was. I really loved it. It was a silver lining in this cloudy, muggy, dreary episode, you know? Alice has a cat now. Piddles Jr. is my new favourite character on the show. Finally a good casting choice. Finally. So yes, Alice gets cancelled, she gets called out, and I think it's interesting because she occasionally got called out in the OG, but for the most part people forgive her because she's just sunshine, right? So I think it's kind of interesting to see her kind of like face some consequences for her actions, but of course this whole kind of like cancelled thing just kind of like was stapled together at the last minute. I could tell the writers were trying to make some kind of point about women being cancelled, gay women being well, they said queer women, but they mean gay women being cancelled, and I don't know what the point was, possibly because I'm too lazy to deconstruct it because I hate this show. That's probably what it is, but yeah. I can relate to being cancelled, as we all know. Oh, it's been a long journey, you guys. It's been a long journey. Oh, Danny and Dre, I don't like them. I think they're cursed. I think they're cursed. I do. The thing is, if Danny and Dre had chemistry, I'd say it. I mean, they're not the worst pairing on the show, really. Yeah. But there's really nothing there. And when you compare Dre to Gigi in terms of chemistry with Danny, it's just nothing. It's just like a flat line, you know? It's a flat line, a dead, nothing. It feels wrong. I wrote down in my notes it felt wrong. And I mean, Dre has some pipes. The girl can sing, like, I appreciate that, but it's not happening. It's not the one. Oh no, we have to talk about Bet in those glasses. We have to talk about Bet in those thick-rimmed glasses. Oh my God. I did not think it was possible for me to become more of a homosexual, but after seeing Bet in those thick-rimmed glasses, it has happened. I am now a homosexual ×3. And she keeps little candies in her bag. She has like grandma energy now, and I'm really into it. I'm looking for a woman who keeps little candies in her bag to give away to other people. That's what I'm into now. So Tina finds out about the professor and she flies off the handle. And to be honest, I don't think that this was necessarily out of character for Tina. I don't think it was like the best way to handle the situation, but I do think it's A, understandable, and B, it is in character for Tina, because in the OG she also occasionally had like emotional outbursts, and she is a very like protective mama bear, so I get it. Like I get it. What I will say about Bet in this episode is it did kind of sometimes feel like I was just watching Jennifer and not Bet as a character. I mean, it could just be that Bet is now like a very zen person, and that's totally fine. You know, I you know, it's character development, and I just felt like I was watching Jennifer and not Bet in this episode, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, maybe Bet just had like a zen awakening and is just now a very zen person, and that's perfectly fine. You know, it's perfectly fine. She is my queen, my baby, my angel, and I love Jennifer Beals. I love you. Oh my God. I also quite enjoyed the fight scene with Angie. I thought everybody's acting was pretty good in this scene, and I also think it's realistic that Angie would act like that. I mean, she's a teenager. Even though Bet and Tina like are in the right, I think it's realistic that Angie would be like, you know, like, get the fuck out of my business. I don't know. I don't know. And finally, Tasha returns. Oh yes, my queen returns. I love Tasha. Her and Alice still have so much chemistry, like, it's ridiculous. I think watching this show, apart from Bet and Tina and Gigi and Danny, I'd kind of like forgotten what good chemistry looks like, and they've still got it. They've still got it. Gosh, just seeing any of like the OG characters in the reboot just reminds you of like how good the casting was in the OG, because just seeing Tasha, it's like, oh my God, yes, finally, just somebody interesting. I'm not sure if like Tasha was just like a fleeting cameo, or if she's going to be back for the finale. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I would love for her and Alice to be endgame, of course. But my expectations are on the floor, so I'm not holding out for that, but oh my God, I would love it. I would love it if they got back together and they were like endgame. They've still got all that chemistry, and it's just, they're interesting to watch together, you know? Okay guys, so those were my thoughts on episode 9. I know it was kind of like a bit all over the place. Watching episode 9 reminded me of why I stopped watching this show, but what's weird about this show is it's consistently bad, and yet it occasionally offers up some of the most raw and intimate moments between two women that I've ever seen on screen. It is so bizarre. Like, the proposal is one of those moments, and it just kind of really stood out in an otherwise like dreary episode. There are some bad vibes this season. I just want to say that it is based on absolutely nothing but my own feeling. I just feel like there was some really like, I don't want to say dark stuff going on behind the scenes. That sounds really dramatic, but there was just some like negative energy. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop because I'm like basing that on like, what am I basing that on? I don't know, nothing. I'm excited for the wedding. I am excited for the wedding. I think that it's gonna be emotional. I think I might cry. I nearly cried during the proposal. You guys, I'm very soft. Okay, bye.